against it, and the Canadian Human Rights Commission refused to appoint a tribunal. They both said that the statements weren't extreme enough to constitute hatred. Well, I want to remind you, in case his words by now are not emblazoned in your psyche, at least I give you one example of what Mark Steyn actually said in that highly controversial piece. He said, of course, not all Muslims are terrorists, but enough of them are hot for jihad to provide an impressive support network. What is he saying? A significant number of Muslims support what? The kidnapping, beheading, and torturing of innocent people. There's not much worse you can say about somebody these days than that. In fact, Mark Steyn himself said that on a fair reading of the BC human rights law, he should have been found culpable. Well, don't agree with it. I'm prepared to acknowledge that one can have a legitimate argument about it. But I'm rather bothered by the fact that any material about which, the legality of which you can have a legitimate argument, is something that ought not to be prohibited in our society. And I thought of, in our office we have some imaginative researchers, and I had a bright idea, and I suggested that they look something up. And they looked it up, and this I could not commit to memory. I just hope I can find it. Oh, and I hope I can see it. Ah, my reading glasses are in this pocket. From the New Republic magazine, a magazine that, despite its left-wing origins, is now considered respectable. That's not because of its left-wing origins, you understand. But they were commenting on the disputes in Kosovo and in the Baltics. And this is what the writer said. The conventional thinking among many Western intellectuals is that we have no quarrel with the Serbian people. It is their leader, Slobodan Milosevic, who manipulated them to waging so many brutal wars. But what if it isn't true? What if the Serbs actually support ethnic cleansing? In that case, we do have a quarrel with the Serbian people. I myself used to believe that ordinary Serbs have been deceived and bullied into accepting the atrocities done in their name. But now, after 5 years of covering events in the former Yugoslavia and trying in vain to elicit expressions of remorse from the hundreds of Serbs I have met, I am convinced that the latter assessment is the accurate one. Whatever else we do in Kosovo, we must face the fact that for all intents and purposes, many ordinary Serbs are, to paraphrase Daniel Goldhagen, Milosevic's willing executioners. Is it not fair to say that that would be likely to expose Serbian people to hatred or contempt? I'll go on and give you one more example. He mentioned Daniel Goldhagen.